Hey everybody, I'm Chris,
And I'm Adam.
and this is the Gamers Hall.
And today we're going to be talking about Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. But specifically, we're going to be talking about a specific subclass. And we want to talk about a few things that we find good about them, probably some things we find bad about it. And then we're going to talk about the roleplay value in those and what you can do in order to spice up the subclass a little bit, or just add extra things to a campaign that a DM can use to create maybe a driving force for the campaign, or add additional content. You know, give these characters flavor.
Maybe the specific area that you're going to, how's the subclass fit into this area that your players are about to adventure into.
Yeah. And we want to touch on a couple of ways that maybe this subclass can fit into different worlds. Different campaign settings, because some of these are pretty spot on what campaign setting they fit in.
Yeah,
some of them are not.
Hey guys, now it's time for us to talk about the Way of the Mercy Monk. Alright, so let's just go ahead and dive into it. What's the good about this class?
The good about this class, in my opinion, is the Hand of Healing. This is an amazing ability that gives the monk a easy way to heal somebody at low levels.
Or themselves.
Well, that's a somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they don't consider themselves a somebody, they consider themselves a something. That's on them. But you get to spend one key point, and you can basically touch somebody and heal them for your martial art die plus your wisdom modifier. Or you do a flurry of blows after you spend that key point. One of those hits can be a heal with the Hand of Healing. This would be great for scenarios where, my buddy went down, but I still need to try and hurt the thing that's beating us up. So I can throw a quick flurry of blows, throw a hit at this, and then heal my friend that's down, and bring them back up and get them into the fight. So you can be offensive and supportive in the same action, same turn. And not many classes get the ability to do that.
No, not at all. That's really nice. I like how it can heal and attack at the same time.
Yeah,
it's and all you gotta do is spend a key point, so it is limited. You only have so many uses of this you're going to be able to do.
But that's it. What, third level, so you have 3 key points. You get key points back on short rest.
Yeah.
So if a DM's doing it correctly, they're probably going to make you go through 3 or 4 fights before they get to a short rest. At least I believe that's correct. I like to make people do that before they get a short rest. Then you should be able to heal a partner once every fight, almost.
Yeah.
And just be able to go, here you go, I got you. Just that little bump of healing that's not stopping the action in the fight either.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
And also, I mean, this could be a downtime heal, something you do before you take your short rest to get your key points.
Yeah, you can burn. There's nothing saying you can't burn a key point. It just says it takes an action. So when you know you're about to take a short rest, you got an hour, you go, well, you're really hurt here. I'm gonna pop you in these couple spots here, and then
I got 2 key points left. Let's use it.
I mean, that's a great ability. And then you have the adverse of that, which is Hand of Harm.
And this one is just basically you're just gonna hit somebody, and you're gonna do your martial arts die plus wisdom modifier in damage. Is it necrotic damage?
Is it necrotic damage?
Oh, it is necrotic damage. So you're getting a different damaging type on top of that. And, not many things are going to have resistance to that. And, even if they do, so what? That's still kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's almost like a sneak attack in a way.
Yeah.
Not as much damage, but, I mean, it's an extra bit of harm.
I could easily see someone flavoring that as like you hit them and you're causing their internal organs to like bleed or like rupture, and like that's the necroticness of it.
Yeah, that you could do that, or shutting, like you hit them in the armpit, and you can shut down part of their arm, from the harm, because now you're hitting you're hitting pressure points, or just different. Can't think of the word of it, but the synaptic overload, you can hit them in the head or something.
Gotcha.
Nerve clusters. You're hitting special nerve clusters. And one thing we were talking about is you could do both of these in the same turn. And I thought would be pretty neat is in one turn, you go up to hit an opponent with your hand to harm. You basically touch them and suck the life essence out of them. And as you flurry your blows, you can hit them again and then turn to your friend and use that energy that you just took from the opponent and give to your ally. So a cool little flavor of a combat scenario where I'm hurting my opponent to heal my friend.
Yeah. As long as both go off, you can flavor it that way.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to miss.
Granted, you have to spend like two key points. You have to spend 2 key points at 3rd level to be able to do that.
Yeah, but at later levels,
you spend 1 key point, and you don't have to spend. Yeah, and you can do both of those abilities.
Let's go ahead and jump to the 11th level ability, since we're talking about with Flurry of Healing and Harm. This is where you automatically get to do it. And if you do a Flurry of Blows.
So you have to spend 1 key point for the Flurry of Blows.
1 key point, you can do Hand of Healing without spending any key points. And both of your hits can be Hand of Healing, which is a D8 per.
By that time, yeah.
Yeah. So D8 per hit plus your Wisdom modifier.
That's basically a 2nd level healing cure wounds.
Yeah.
That you get for 1 key point.
1 key point. And you can also make one of those a Hand of Harm.
Yeah.
So you can do Hand of Harm and Heal.
Which doesn't cost any extra once you get to this level. Now granted, you can, if you're doing the harmful hand, it can only be once per turn.
So that's really cool. Also, jump down to the 6th level ability, which is also good. This is still in the good category.
Yeah, it still works as in, the whole. It gives you that doctor feel. Yeah. You're wanting to go out there and heal the world and cure people.
Right. Or you could go a little Kevorkian and kill people.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But Physician's Touch, when you use Hand of Healing, you can end one of the following conditions: a disease. You can also end blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned. Just for 1 key point, you can get your buddy in fighting shape while not breaking the continuation of the combat. You don't stop. You can do that in a Flurry of Blows.
Man,
so really as a bonus action. Or as an action, you just need to run up to your friend and go, I got you.
Yeah, or if like some creature did some AoE and it affected multiple creatures or multiple allies, you can go up and just pow. Your buddies are back in for one or 2 key points.
2 key points at that time: action, Hand of Healing, Flurry of Blows, Hand of Healing. So healing. You can get it off multiple times in a round.
Mm-hmm. And then what's the other one for the Hand of Harm?
Hand of Harm. You poison somebody when you use Hand of Harm on them.
And there is no DC save on that. If you hit them, they are affected by the poison condition.
Till end of your next turn. So they are poisoned for 1 full round.
Which means they have like disadvantage on
ability
checks, attack rolls.
Yeah.
And I don't think saving throws, right?
No, not saving throws.
Just ability checks and attack rolls, which is amazing.
Super strong. I mean, you can lock down... as a key point per round, you can start locking down that big baddie. I'm going to, as long as he's not immune to poison, obviously.
You're poisoning them with your key, essentially, which is pretty awesome.
So, extra damage, disadvantage on hits. Extra damage, disadvantage on hits. I mean, disadvantage is a big mechanic that I don't think a whole lot of people take into account when they're dealing with combat situations. When something says disadvantage, I mean you're more than cutting half of their ability to really hit. I mean it's knocking it down by 50%, but if they already don't have a 50% chance to hit you to begin with, I mean the chances go way lower. So the fact that you can just do that, as long as you can hit somebody, and let's be honest, monks typically end up hitting a lot of people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're the one class that gets the most attacks, aside from a fighter way high level. But a monk has 3 attacks per round, low level, and can spend a key point on any one of those hits
To up it to 4.
Well, no, to up it the extra damage with hand to harm.
Oh, gotcha.
You get the regular attack and then key point to do flurry of blows. And one of those, I think, well, actually, no, hand to harm has to be on your... No, when you hit with an arm strike, period. Maybe this is a little bit of the bad part. It doesn't work with your monk weapons. It says an unarmed strike.
Yeah.
It does not work with your monk weapon.
Okay.
But that's not such a bad thing.
Yeah. Let's go into their 17th level ability.
Okay. Another one of the really good things about this. Hand of Ultimate Mercy. You want to read that one?
Sure. So, instead of reading a word for it, basically what this does is if someone has died within the past 24 hours, you can go over, use your key points. You do this once per long rest, and you resurrect them.
5 key points. Only 5 key points.
Yeah. And
only 5 key points.
Someone died, you come over, you do your magic, you key charge them, and boom, there you have resurrected somebody. No diamonds needed, no crazy component cost, just
no adverse effects, no changing of what you are, like reincarnation or any of that. It's just at 17th level, and let's be honest, at 17th level, there's a good chance that somebody's going to die every time.
100%.
If a DM's gotten you guys that high a level, he should be going for the throat every time. You're not fighting regular things anymore. You're fighting a lot of things or really, really nasty things. And somebody should be...
Kind of like those later levels of Dungeon of the Mad Mage where it gets serious.
Yeah. Somebody should be hopefully dying or almost dead at the end of every fight.
Yeah. So I think one of the things I think is really good about this subclass is the fact that all the things you gain in later levels, they almost all affect the ability you get at 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
So all they're doing is bumping those up. So you're going to be using them more often. And if you weren't using them before, now you have extra reasons to want to use them. Right. So I love how this class really builds itself up in those later levels. It's like, hey, we give you something here on the front end. Well, guess what? All your later abilities tie into it.
We're going to get into a little bit of the bad. There's not a whole lot bad with this, but we skipped over one 3rd level thing. Implements of Mercy. This is not bad. The first part of this is not bad. It's not great.
Yeah,
it's not bad. But extra skills is always good.
Yeah.
Extra proficiencies. Insight and medicine, which insight is, I think, an amazing skill. Medicine requires the player to actually think. And then proficiency in herbalism kits requires the player to actually do things.
Yeah.
Use that. If not, this proficiency in herbalism kit a dead skill unless the player actively tries to use it on a regular basis.
Yeah, which is
a freebie.
The good part of that is they could make healing potions.
Yeah,
but they have to go get stuff to do it. And do they want to make healing potions, or do they want to be healing people with their hands?
Yeah, and medicine, the player's going to actually have to think every time, like, what can I use medicine for? What can I do? And then the DM also has to the same time go, well, what's the anatomy of a creature? Oh, crap. Now I have to figure out how a lizard folk's heart actually works. This could get into... There's nothing bad about that. That's actually kind of cool. It allows... I've gotten into a lot of weird situations, especially with our friend Aaron, who loved to make me find out ways of how things work.
Yeah. But if you don't know any of that stuff, and you're having to make it up on the fly,
you're lost. You're just like, it works because of magic.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, what do you mean by magic? Like, it's magic, shut up.
But now the other thing is this mask.
Yeah.
So you gain a special mask, which you often wear while using your features. So often does not mean all the time. So you don't have to wear this mask.
Yeah, it affects none of your abilities. None. There's not a single ability in here that has to have that mask. It is not a component. It is not a feature. It's just something extra.
But yeah, like the mask is more if you want to flavor your character that way. If you want to do something with it, there's no actual point of it other than flavor and possibly how you want to roleplay a character.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the only spot that is going to add that you base your roleplay around is this mask. Like you wear this mask, it's starting to go, okay, this is how I roleplay this person. This is how I want people to perceive me. But the bad thing is, it has no. I feel like this was more for the DM than the players, because if you see a group of like 3 or 4 people and they've all got these masks on, it's like, hey, they might be those healing monks we've heard of, or they might be that cult of monks that goes around and just infecting people with ki. Like I feel like it's more DM than player. Okay. So the other downside to this subclass is that you are going to be unarmed the whole time. You're not using monk weapons.
Yes, your healing hands and your harming hands don't work with monk weapons.
Yeah. So just these, or I guess your feet, or your forehead. You could headbutt health into.
Technically, your first attack could be like a bow staff, like most people tend to do, and then the flurry of blows.
You could do that.
You're going to be using a lot more unarmed strikes than actual weapon strikes.
Yeah, but still,
it is kind of the intent of the class.
Yeah, it's the intent.
But now the other bad thing is that you are going to be blowing through these key points.
Yeah,
because I mean, like you're going to want to be
at lower levels until 11th level. Then your key points will cap off pretty well.
Yeah, but the healing, the doing the extra damage to poison people, where most of the time people are like, once they hit 5th level, it's stunning fist. Most people are going to be wanting to do stunning fist. But now that you have the option to heal and possibly poison somebody, like, which one are you going to do now? Because that poison's automatic. The stun, they got to make a save.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean that's a you got choices now. Because anybody who's played and knows and has a person that knows how to play a monk knows that the stunning fist is one of the most devastating abilities in the game, bar none.
Oh yes,
you can tell a creature that you don't get to do anything for a round, and we're going to beat the crap out of you for it and get advantage to hit you. Huge, but
it is a constitution save.
Yeah, it's determined on a save. Where this is, I'm going to hit you, and now
you just have disadvantage on attacks and ability checks.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you're going to burn through your key points.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Burning through them.
But getting back on a short rest, so...
Yeah. And the other downside to this is you are going to be a frontliner. You're going to be up there in the thick of things because you have to be within touch range to use your abilities.
Yeah.
So you're most of the time, this character is going to be in harm's way.
And I feel like for this class, mobility is going to be a must.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you're
playing with feats,
4th level. If you're 4th level monk, you should go. I'm going to go ahead and take mobility because that gives you the ability to be that field medic.
Let's talk about the roleplay aspects of this class.
All right.
Way of the Mercy Monk. What's some ideas you got, Adam?
Well, the first one I kind of came up with is you could play Jesus. He's got the abilities to heal with his hands, harm with his hands, but you could remove disease, cure the lepers.
Oh my! The blind. You could cure the blind.
You can cure the blind. You can actually walk on water.
Blinded, deaf, and paralyzed. Yeah, wow. Healing a little blind girl.
I mean, you could just be the martial art Jesus that walks around. I mean, some people might not particularly care for that. Maybe feel a little sacrilegious, but
maybe probably not doing hands of harm.
Yeah, you never use that ability. It's only ever healing. You're a pacifist. In fact, you could even heal your opponents while in combat.
You literally, you're the monk that goes around and you spend your key points to just try and healing hands your allies all day long. It's like, I got you, man. I got you. You.
Yeah. I mean, it seems... it's definitely viable. It would be fun.
Definitely viable, for sure.
Anybody who wants to play D&D and play that character, you could be him with this class.
Yeah,
without dipping a level of cleric at all. He's just the Jesus.
Yeah, that would definitely work. Let's see. The role play I would have for this class is old school Chinese Wong Fei Hung, which anybody knows anything about Chinese culture, son of Wang Qiying. Once Upon a Time in China, that's Jet Li's character. If you watch Legendary Drunken Master or Drunken Master, that's Jackie Chan's character. Even though Drunken Master, yes, but he started out in his younger years as a Drunken Master, but once he got older, he was a physician, a doctor, and that's basically what this character is. Like, you start out one way, but eventually you change. You learn about medicine. You learn how to heal people, and like you do the pressure points and acupuncture to basically learn how to heal people.
Well, I mean, you have in this book the ability to change your subclass later on, so you could play a Drunken Master up to like 6th level, and then 7th level you go, well, I'm older and more wise, I could just change into the Way of Mercy monk, which is a whole nother role-playing aspect. You could play out that person as well.
Oh, and that works out even better.
Yeah. So I
forgot about that.
Yeah. You could play out that story. Going from town to town, beating up people while you're drunk, and then your dad telling you, hey, you should not do that anymore. And then you're, all right, well, fine, I'll heal people.
Yeah, well, because his whole thing was he quit being the Drunken Master because he promised his father he would never drink again once his father passed away.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why I was gone.
There you go. You can easily hit that character. There's several ways I think you could role play this particular subclass. I mean, it's definitely any character that would deal with just contact with other people. This is a very social style monk as well. It really needs to deal with other people around them. So I mean, you can play this up as the doctor, or as you could be a guy who spreads plague and contagion around, where you're actually using your way of harm more than your way of healing.
Yeah, definitely.
Or purposely hurting people so you can figure out how to fix them.
Yeah, or maybe like the way you heal people is you consider it transference, so you never heal anybody unless you do the harmful hand and then do the healing hand.
So in a flurry of blows, or in your action is you hit with that way of harm, flurry of blows, way heal your buddy over here by transferring their life energy to another one. So now you have a yin-yang kind of yin and yang feel to it. I mean,
granted, that limits that's limiting yourself, but I mean, for roleplay, why not?
Right. I mean, if you do it a few times in a campaign, it becomes, I hit the bad guy to bring up my friend that's on the bottom using his life force. I mean, it's a story element that you can put in, and who's not going to enjoy that if you actually vocalize what you're doing and how you're doing it at that time? Definitely fun role play.
Oh yeah,
it's something people are going to remember because this subclass is only capable of really doing that.
Yeah,
in that cool sort of way.
Yeah, and not to mention, it's also just kind of cool that you have decent damage output, but you can still heal.
Yeah,
and healing is a big part of the game.
Yeah,
and people need to be able to be healed.
I mean, you're the guy that can keep people from staying down. I mean, it's classic. Reason why people love Healing Word is the guy can say it and bring somebody up, and all you need is 1 hit point in 5th edition. You don't need a lot. You just need 1 hit point, and you can get back up and be just fine.
Yeah.
So a monk coming by and going, I got you, and hitting them for 6 hit points, popping somebody up with very relative amount, low amounts of resources added in there. It's just really good.
Sorry, I just realized you could also make Mr. Miyagi with this character.
Pressure point hidden?
Yeah, I mean, he hands.
That's right. Yeah,
he got Daniel sign up. with those healing hands.
That's true.
The harmful hands was, when he cracked 3 of Johnny's ribs.
Or when he grabbed the dude by the nose and hit him on
Yeah.
hit him across. It harmed his pride for sure.
But those are some things that we came up with. Maybe you guys can come up with something else, or if there's anything else that you think of, go ahead and put it down in the comments.
And then hit that bell notification so you know when we post some more.
Yep. Otherwise, like,
And subscribe.
And subscribe.
Yep.
And until then, guys, keep on those nat 3s. 3. Bye.